Hey YouTube, happy Sunday. This is Miss Cruz, of course. So I wanted to talk today about this tropical storm that could possibly turn into a hurricane. Tropical Storm Dorian continues westward movement could grow into a hurricane. Tropical Storm Dorian sits southeast of land in the Caribbean and expected to head west at about 13 miles per hour today. Um, and then westward, northwest Monday and Tuesday, according to the National Weather Service. And Wednesday, sustained winds could reach Category 1 hurricane speeds. The 8 a.m. tropical weather outlook says that North and South Carolina should keep a watch on Dorian. Of course, I am in North Carolina, so I will definitely be keeping a watch on this system that may turn into a hurricane. And I think they're really telling us to keep a watch on it because we probably get some strong winds and rain from it. I'm hoping that's all it will be. Anyway, the environmental conditions appear conducive for gradual development, and a tropical or subtropical depression is likely to form within the next few days. While the system moves slowly northeastward, well offshore of the southeastward United States, the outlook says. Barbados has tropical storm watch, and the Windward and Leeward Islands probably will be also today. The extended forecast track includes Puerto Rico, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic affected by Friday. So Dorian could threaten both the DR and Puerto Rico by midweek. Um, tropical Tropical storm Dorian forces cruise ships itinerary changes. There's possible 11 ships and 38 passengers that could be affected by this. Royal Caribbean, Allure of the Seas, leaving today from Fort Lauderdale. They have already switched from an Eastern Caribbean itinerary to a Western Caribbean sailing. So they were supposed to go to Labadi, that's in Haiti, Full Mouth, which I'm probably pronouncing incorrectly, but that's in Jamaica. One of my least favorite places to go. I like going to Jamaica, but not Full Mouth. And Cozumel, that's in Mexico. I love Cozumel. That will be replaced with I got distracted by that notification, y'all. Sorry about that. With St. Thomas and the Virgin Islands, St. Kitts, and Nassau, Bahamas. So they're going to go to Nassau, Bahamas first, and then St. Thomas, and then St. Kitts. St. Kitts is known for its rainforest, mountains, and the beaches that's white, gray, and black sands. If you ever get the opportunity to go to St. Kitts, I highly recommend it. It's an interesting place. This place, especially those rainforest mountains. So the Harmony of the Seas, which is also Royal Caribbean ship, is they're leaving today from Port Canaveral, Florida. They will likely have some itinerary changes also. And that's a tweet that comes from a tweet from the ship's captain that they will be announcing some itinerary changes. And sometimes the captain wait till everybody's aboard the ship, and right before they start selling, before they start making those announcements. Sometimes they can get that information out sooner, but because they're having to make the announcement today, then it'll more than likely be to those who are on the ship. They probably have their email by now, but who checks their emails before they board? But anyway, moving on from that. Carnival made a statement in conjunction with our Fleet Operations Center in Miami. We are keeping a close eye on the tropical storm Dorian in the Atlantic. Since the safety of our guests and crew is our number one priority, we will remain a safe distance from the system at all times. We will continue to keep a close eye on the weather and provide you with timely updates should any changes to our itinerary become necessary. So the good news to all this is that Dorian is now expecting to weaken starting Thursday and becoming a tropical depression. Now, hurricane season usually start around May, June, and continue on through November. And a lot of times the crews cruise advisors and stuff will tell you to avoid going to the eastern or western Caribbeans or any tropical storm, hurricane type place. During these times, there's another notification, y'all. They always distract me. But anyway, they will tell you to avoid going to anywhere that's have hurricanes during those months. But if you're like me and they're your favorite places to cruise to or to travel to, um, don't be really concerned. Just kind of, keep an eye on the weather, keep an eye on your emails. Just know that the cruise uh, companies will change. They will make changes, and like Carnival just said in their statement, they will keep you far away from that storm. So they will make adjustments, is what I'm trying to ramble on and say, that they will adjust to that. But here's some more advice. Here's a video with some more advice on cruising. Now, he's going to tell you what I just said, to just kind of don't make plans for those areas. Go to Alaska, Canada, somewhere like that that's safer. But again, you can make an adjustment. But this is some good advice to listen to anyway. So here's the video.
Hurricane risks. It can be frightening when a hurricane threatens your cruise, but there are ways you can minimize the risk of hurricane disruptions to your travel plans. First, consider booking cruise travel well outside the more active hurricane season. You may also want to consider booking a cruise in a less hurricane-prone area, such as Alaska, the Mediterranean, or the Mexican Riviera. Also, investigate your options for cruise insurance. See how each policy covers hurricanes, as well as helping with other travel costs, such as changing flight plans or hotel reservations if needed. Weather can be tough to predict, and it can change at a moment's notice. Be prepared for anything, and above all else, stay safe.
Looking to start at the beginning.
The safety and comfort of its guests, crew, and vessels. All cruise lines work closely with meteorologists and storm forecasters for the latest updates and predictions. The goal of the cruise line is to disrupt operations as little as possible, but there can be no hesitation to adjust cruises to ensure adequate safety and keep passengers, crew, and ships out of a hurricane's path. What could happen? Depending on the ship's exact itinerary and how ports of call and travel paths may be affected by a hurricane, a cruise line may choose to alter just one port of call. Or it could shift an entire itinerary, such as changing from an Eastern Caribbean voyage to a Western Caribbean voyage. In the event that your cruise is canceled, even partially, you'll likely get a full or partial refund. It's possible for a cruise line to either shorten or lengthen cruises as needed while waiting for a storm to pass so a ship can navigate a port safely. In the meantime, you'll still be able to enjoy all of the great activities and amenities offered on your cruise ship. Minimizing hurricane risks. It can be frightening when a hurricane...
So, sorry, I started from the middle and worked my way to the beginning of that video and back. But basically, he is stating that ways to avoid this type thing happening to your planned vacation is to make plans in areas that's not prone to hurricanes, like Alaska cruise, and he said the Mexican, did he say Rivieras? But again, if you still want to go, like I have a cruise in November that is Eastern Caribbean cruise. Well, if anything happens, they will change the location of that cruise, and we'll be just fine. So you should be just fine. He talked about insurance. It suggested that you get insurance anyway. I never do. A lot of times your insurance is on your card. I usually book my cruise with the credit card that already covers travel insurance. And for example, American Express is a charge card that already carry travel insurance. Also Capital One, depending on what level of Capital One that you have, that one does. And USAA credit card also carries they also carry the I like to show pretty pictures. They also carry the travel insurance. So, but if you don't, it's suggested that you get it. I never get it because I usually use a charge or credit card that already have it. What else did he suggest? He suggests, and I suggest the same thing. Just keep updated with your emails, your whatever company you use, whether it be Carnival, Royal, or Norwegian or one of the others. They're going to keep you updated with emails. Check out sites like Cruise Critic. What else? Cruise Critic. What other sites are there? Cruise Hive. There are so many sites that's going to keep you updated with these type things. So just stay alert of those. And I had to throw my little picture up there, y'all, because my cruise is in 76 days. Well, actually, at this point, because I just got this email the other day, my cruise is in less than 76 days. I'm so excited. But and this is I stay with sites. These sites tell me how many more days I have. It gives me advice on things that I should be doing, packing tips, excursion tips, weather tips, just updates. So this is an app that I have on my phone. But there's so many that you could get. You can get the actual cruise site app or whatever. But it will keep you updated. So I'm beginning to ramble on. So let me go ahead and end this video. So keep the areas that of concern with this tropical storm that may eventually turn into a hurricane. Keep those areas in your thoughts and prayers. Keep us here in the Carolinas in your thoughts and prayers. We've already had a lot of water in the area that I live in. I mean, it's just been raining for the past 2 weeks. And I am concerned that if it rains some more, then I'm going to get that knock on the door, because I live not far from a lake, and I'm maybe about 5 miles from the city dam on the other side. And so I'm not really concerned about that, just slightly. But keep us in prayer. Keep, of course, the areas that's really getting hit in prayer. And this is Miss Cruiser. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday.